So you might be wondering, why is this influencer here? Is she looking for a guy? 6'5", finance trust fund? I fortunately am not looking for a guy here. Am I here because I have a lot of followers? Maybe. I'm here to question something we've paid thousands, lakhs and lakhs of rupees to our colleges, then we pay with our time to our jobs to understand. How to build narratives that sell. But that's boring. I want to talk about what happens when we start living inside those narratives. One of my most favorite actors of all time, sorry Shah Rukh Khan, is Jim Carrey. Have you heard of him?
Yes.
His movie, The Truman Show, is really relevant to what I want to talk about today. Do we know of the movie?
Yes.
So in that movie, the character is living this ordinary life. He has amazing neighbors, amazing house. Everything is just right. Except all of it is scripted. The house is a set. The neighbors are paid actors. The wife is a paid actress. But he doesn't question anything. Even the sky above him is manufactured. It's fake. But why would he question it if everything is working perfectly fine for him? Except one day, the sky began to crack. And then it was not like something is wrong. His initial reaction was, I am just thinking things. He laughed it off. But eventually, when the sky did not get fixed, he started questioning it. I want us to examine how is our life any different than having a manufactured sky, each tailored to our 6-inch big world, our phones. Now the surprising thing about the Truman Show was at least he questioned the sky. He wanted to break it. Do we even want to question the sky anymore when we don't even want to question if it's real or fake? We've gaslit ourselves so well that we've accepted this manufactured reality. What am I saying here? Let's talk about algorithms, right? Since I'm an influencer, let me talk about that. It pays my bills. Let me give you some data. I once made a reel on this conspiracy theory around BlackRock and finance and these people trying to control us, right? It blew up. It got me over 80,000 followers in 24 hours. And I was like, wow, this thing works. I should do more of this. Sure, it worked. This kind of content took me from under 300 followers to more than 650K followers in less than a week. And I was like, wow, am I some genius? Do people just want this? The other side of this, the audience. Some of us will think here that, oh, I have a choice to consume conspiracy-ish content or Sarthak Ahuja-ish factual content. Except we live in this pseudo sense of we have a choice, because whatever you've already believed in simply gets reinforced. And it gets reinforced so well that you forget to question the sky. Another example here for you. We must have heard of the recent sunscreen scandal, right? Yeah, a few months back. Except nobody knew that it was a paid-for campaign. Let me give you more context. A very big influencer put out a claim that he's done some research and these 2-3 brands passed the test, the others did not. And people were obviously like, okay, the brands that did not pass the test are bad, the ones that passed are good, we'll use them. Now, the lab tests were very much real. What he was saying was very much accurate. Except he did not reveal he was paid by the parent company of the brands that passed the test to create this content. Look at the narrative that was formed now. Nobody knows this is not organic. The audience does not know. You just know that, oh my God, this influencer I really trust has revealed this test. The reality that we live in does not work on truths or half-truths or strategic truths in this case. It works on what will get viral, what will get the maximum eyeballs, like my conspiracy content. Another example, if you've used Perplexity or ChatGPT to research, right, you would see that you can go down and see the resources, the sources they've used, right, for your final article. I was researching on a certain topic, and then I see it has claimed something very questionable in the content. So I was like, let me check the sources. The source of a very inaccurate statement was somebody's LinkedIn article. I went to that LinkedIn article. That person was not an expert, it was a random LinkedIn post. But imagine, had I followed that script, made a reel on it, my reel would have again featured as a source for someone else researching on that topic using AI. It's that easy to manufacture truth these days. Let's talk about Schadenfreude. It's our favorite sport. Some of us might not even know what it means, but we play it every day. The Coldplay scandal, yes, we know of it. Of course we know. My favorite meme was the Amitabh Bachchan and Rekha meme that was made on it, right? Except, none of us thought to take a step back and see, these are real people with real lives, with a real job, with real families. It's not a Truman Show. It's very much reality, but we are consuming it with popcorns and Reddit cheat confessions. What happened with Johnny Depp and Amber Heard's trial, right? A very serious case of domestic violence was trivialized into shorts and reels and memes. We have gotten so desensitized to the reality of actual humans. Why is it? We've always loved gossip, but before social media, there was some limit to it. Now there isn't. We're all living in the Stanford prison experiment. What happened in that experiment? Normal people were given power over a group of other people. And you know what happened? These normal people who were given some more power over the others, they turned more sadistic. They turned more cruel. And social media is very much our prison experiment. Another movie I really like is Mean Girls. Regina George really reminds me of our algorithm. Why is that? In that movie, if Regina George was wearing a stained t-shirt, other girls would intentionally stain their t-shirt just to look cool because Regina George approves of it. You think I'm going crazy, right? Raise your hand if you play pickleball, have almond nails, red hair, want Sabyasachi for your wedding. Now you will think that, oh, I chose that activity, I chose that outfit, I chose that fashion sense. Except, it was reinforced to you enough number of times to make you believe it was a choice that you made in fact. So, I'm making these contradictory statements, right? We all look the same, we all follow what the algo says, and I'm also saying that, oh, whatever reality we believe in, that is existing. Why is that happening? Because of the algorithm in social media, what has happened is very polarized groups have been created, and the homogenization between those groups has increased a lot. So intra-groups, everybody is same, but inter-groups, there is nothing common to link them. What do I mean by this? I live with my brother, right, in our flat. Now on my phone, I see reels that say, this is the science of manifestation. Why manifestation actually works, why tarot card reading should be your next hobby. Because it's also AI proof. So I was like, let me do it. And I was debating with my brother about this. His feed is full of memes around manifestation. How it's like a trivial hobby to have, it's bullshit, right? So now when we were debating about it, he is getting information from a very different world. I am getting information from a very different world. So how will we arrive at a common point? But we did arrive at a common point. How? I told him to shut up because I'm the older sister. But that will not work all the time, right? So what do we do when we don't live in the world? We live in a world. Your phone will show you a completely different world. Your world will be completely different from his. Half of this room will know what skibidi or phantom tax means. The other half will think I'm having a stroke probably. Because we all live in different worlds. How do we arrive at one common point? Now, I don't want to stand here and complain about this is so bad, algorithm has ruined everything. It pays my bills. I will not complain about it. I will also not complain about the fact that we all live in different worlds. Because of the fact we have different narratives, I was able to step out of the shared narrative of, oh, going to Bain, then getting an MBA, then doing a nice job. I stepped out of it. Why? Because I was exposed to a different world because of my algo. So it's not all evil. What's bad is that now we don't have any common points to agree upon. I remember in my father's generation, right, and he often shares this, Mahabharata used to be telecasted. It used to be a weekly event. The entire society, neighbors, everybody would gather, discuss about it, debate about it all week long. What was the last common thing you were able to debate about with the person sitting next to you? Sports. But even in sports, right, if you like a certain player, the other person likes a different player, your feed will show you things that align with your worldview already. So when you're debating, the agitation will be even more because you will be like, I saw this creator say this, Instagram is telling me this, my algo is showing me this. He will say, my algo is showing me this, what are you saying? Because you live in different worlds. I watched Dhurandhar, alright? If you liked Pathaan, you would have been shown reviews appreciating Dhurandhar. If you didn't like Pathaan, you would be shown reviews hating on Dhurandhar. So when you're debating with someone about the movie Dhurandhar, how will you really come from a neutral standpoint when your biases have been so carefully reinforced? This is what I want us to examine really today, right? In the case of Truman, one thing was there which we are slowly losing. A shared sky. So when it cracked, he was able to question it, that something is wrong. But what do you do when your sky never cracks? It simply adapts to you. So one person will say, the sky is blue. The other person will say, no, it's pink. The third person will say, oh no, it's on fire. And all of them will be right. So reality has become plural now. So one thought I would want you to lose your night's sleep over is this. When everyone is right at the same time, who's left to question the sky? Thank you.